You need to solve that problem. You give them what they deserve. There are some spiritual veil that ordinary with urine, you cleanse yourself and everything will be fine. Early morning urine. Forget those people that will be telling you waste, excreta, this is that. Ife mmụọ ka a na-eme. Ife mmụọ ka a na-eme. And when you start doubting and you go and do it, it's not going to work. Yeah. Be open-minded just like a child. You will now be granted that access in the spirit realm. There are some spiritual veil that are using that your early morning urine to wash your head. Make sure you don't have braids like me, and you have maybe cornrow, isiaka. Let it touch your head. Use it to wash your head and your face. There are some spiritual veil that you can remove with coconut water. There are some you can remove using egg. There are some you can remove using just ogilishi leaves. It depends on the spiritual diagnosis. Are you listening to me? Don't just go and start doing experiment. That is the essence of spiritual consultation, for the spirit realm to reveal the spiritual solution, the spiritual items that will be used to solve that issue. It is not a matter of guesswork. It's not a matter of walking in to Raban stores or these other stores to buy this just by yourself. This one is daily go-to spiritual cleansing. Maybe you do it monthly or weekly, it depends. But the heavy uchu, spiritual coverage, heavy spiritual veil that I'm talking about, does not need all these minor things. So that is when you need the services of a dibia. Are you listening to me? Because spiritual work is not like a recipe that is shared. What worked for Mr. A will not work for Mr. B. What worked for Mr. C is not going to work for Madam D. Are you listening? As your face is different, so your solution is different from the other person. As your Izumezu behave differently, same thing with another person. There are some spirits, once you just give them fruit offering, they will leave you, they will remove that veil. There are some that need blood to enable them forgive you or fight for you or come and work on you to remove every spiritual veil. Remember I told you it can cause lateness in marriage, failure at the edge of breakthrough, frustration, stagnation, hindrances, obstacle, bad business, hatred. It can cause a lot of things. But there are some times when your behavior is not good, it will attract negativity for you. That is why I said that wisdom is profitable to direct. You should know the difference. If yours is as a result of bad character, work on your character. But what I'm teaching today is about spiritual covering, spiritual veil. Uchu agbalu mmadu. Ndị amosu gbago uchu. Ikwelu na ọ na-eme. There are some people, because they have not experienced some things, they will think somebody is talking rubbish. Not until they experience it. Fawekwelu na ọ na-eme. Yes, I've had such people as friends. They don't believe until it happens to them. Then they now remember me and start looking for me. What am I going to do? What this, that, how am I going to handle the situation? They will now remember. Oh, Maggie, well. Open no meroge. You will say the person is talking trash, gibberish, mumbo jumbo. So, learn how to avoid offending spirits, even with your words of mouth, your behavior towards your fellow human being. Because because of how you maltreated that person, they will come after you. Yes, it happens. You can't predict how the uchu will come. It's only when it starts manifesting that you will know that something is wrong. Then you now go for spiritual consultation or divination. You will now know where the problem is coming from. But don't intentionally bring those things to yourself. You are deputy J-boy, deputy Jesus. You say you are fighting for the Lord. Allow that your Lord to fight for himself. Don't go to where people have their altar because they have answered their call as a dibia and you start doing one thing or the other. If that spirit turn and face you, you go know say kaki no be leather. You might be expecting it to come immediately. It will not come then. It will take its time before they tighten the nozzle against you on your neck. By then, you won't know that it's coming as a result of that thing you did then. It happens. So you have to be very, very careful. Don't go and spoil people's altar. You see how one certain radical man that say he's a pastor went and destroyed some people's okumu and say all these things is rubbish, this and that, that and that. When his disgrace came, did he know? Was he aware? When he was given a hot slap by an ordinary, he was given public disgrace now. What happened to him since then? Has he gone to another place to go and do all those things? He hasn't now. Be very, very careful. You see people's water, their water of incarnation they brought home. You go there, you are contaminating it. Once they rise against you, you won't know until they start manifesting in the physical. Then you go for spiritual divination, you now find out. There are a lot of things that can cause uchu. You go to where somebody's altar is, or maybe where your village deity or town deity is, you go there and pee. Do you know that there are some marketplace that you don't pee there? There are custodians, there are spiritual entities guiding and manning every market in Igbo. If that afia is afia eke, the spirit of eke is there. Mmụọ eke nọ na afia nwa. And you go there and mess up. You see sacred groves, sacred trees. You go there and bring out your destiny. And you start peeing there. That you are pressed. Or you say, the blood of Jesus cover you. Blood of J-boy will not save you. Mamuwa will be after you. It will deal with you thoroughly. But you won't know now. It's later you start, noticing all this. Sometimes you'll be feeling it like cobweb. Sometimes you'll be feeling as if there is a cloth covering you. Sometimes what you are expecting from people, you don't get it because they overlook you as a result of that spiritual veil. You will not receive favor. Nothing, calamity up and down, no regard whatsoever, no honor, no dignity, no respect accorded to you. Know that something is wrong, my dear. You embark on projects, along the line, things scatter. You embark on contracts with all the promises. Oh, you pay me now, I finished the work, no payment. Something is wrong. There are so many ways this spiritual veil cover and affect humans. You cannot see it with your ordinary eyes. I will advise you that you be careful with how you deal with people, how you do with the things of the spirit. You go into your chamber, you go there and you fart. Hell, Chimo. Or you go there and turn it to a changing room. You remove your clothes, you wear it. Inside your chamber, your altar, no boogie. No, now. It will attract spiritual covering. You'll be there morning till night. Nobody will come for consultation. No spiritual work has come. Yeah, we can manifest that way. So many ways. You take somebody's property, because you don't know the kind of spiritual guy working with that person. You don't know their modus operandi. You don't know how they will fight. You see the person as a helpless human, but you don't know the kind of spiritual guide that protects them. You are looking for visa for years. Spiritual covering. You have to go for spiritual consultation to know the spirit guide that requires pacifying or pacification or appeasement. Both Ajanio, Machio, Mandichie, which you can come from any of them. Refusing to answer your call, it will bring Ocho in your life. Spiritual covering, spiritual veil. Cover anything you do. I remember those days, Agu dealt with me. They will sack me. After 1 year, work finish. I'll be wondering, is it not this job that this person has stayed for like 8 years, 10 years? Why is my own different? Until I started running around helter-skelter looking for solution to my problem. You know how the number of jobs I've lost back in the days before I answered my call? Do you know? You know the things I've lost? Millions of money as a result of Ocho, from my Agu, from my Ezumezu, no Ramwa. Failure to answer my call. So be very, very careful, you that have the spiritual calling and you that do not have spiritual call. Be careful with the things of the spirit. Don't take anybody for granted. Don't, because of out of ignorance or frustration, you say things you are not meant to say that will attract spiritual covering on you, on your destiny, on your life. Don't underrate anybody, be it a small boy or small girl, elderly man, elderly woman. Learn the art of having interpersonal skill, communication skill, so that you don't talk amiss, you don't talk rubbish. Which you can also come from your parents. If they open their mouth and curse you, or they curse you in their heart, or they regret something you did against them, is enough to bring a spiritual covering in your life. So we really need to be careful. Most times as DBS, when we work for people, you don't work for people so you tie yourself down or your household. No, I don't work that way. I even say it with my mouth. No, it's not going to be possible. That is why sometimes if you come close to me, you will perceive the order of Holy Michael is my favorite. Or 7-7. We know what it does in the spirit realm. Forget any ordinary. Also, young chick, don't forget to use the young chick to cleanse yourself. Before you enter your chamber, you use it and cleanse yourself. to be free from any spiritual veil, any ocho that will come against you as a result of the work, spiritual work you did for somebody. 247. Sanctify yourself so that you don't become enshrouded with spiritual veil, spiritual covering. There are times, even before you go before Izumbe, maybe for days or days, you need to cleanse your chamber, whether or not somebody entered there. Why you might be sleeping at night, do you know what transpired? That one is for temporary uchu. That one, you can use this alligator pepper now, morning or at night, even before you sleep, you do it. But for the heavy spiritual uchu, spiritual veil, that will deprive you of a lot of things, it does not need this and this, so bikono. There are spiritual items, spiritual materials that is required. That is, after you must have gone for spiritual consultation and the solution was given. You follow it up. And that reminds me, some of you who will come for Alpha, for doing Alpha sake, you don't work on yourself. I pity you. As you know something, you don't want to go solve the problem. You can't walk up and down. Maybe they compare and contrast from one dibia to the other. Who they see better for, who they see past the other person for spiritual whatever realm. Now you sabi. If you don't want to work on yourself, that is your own cup of tea. But remember that one day, you are going to regret all this your wakajugbe. You go, they find out, after finding out, you just sit down there and smile. You don't want to solve the problem. You are accumulating loads and loads of spiritual veil on you and your destiny. Yes, destiny can be delayed, but it can never be denied. But you need to work on it to shine forth, for it to manifest. As you work on it, you yourself, you put work into action for the actualization of all those things to come to pass. That's how it is. Even women who commit abortion, as long as their spiritual guide dislike and abhor it, you come immediately under spiritual veil. If you notice, majority of the women, once you commit abortion, it will be as if something was removed from your body. Spiritually, if you are spiritually conscious, you will know. There will be destabilization in the spirit realm. The frequency will not be the same. The energy, the vibration will never be the same. Your power will reduce. That is how it is. Sometimes when you go and have sex and you rush to go and do somebody's spiritual work, now the degree and power, the energy and vibration that is supposed to enhance that spiritual work for it to manifest rapidly will go down. That is why it's very important for Dibias also to use the young chick, to cleanse themselves. There are degrees and categories of spiritual veil. Categories of Uchuabalumado. Even you as a young man, once you go and sleep with a married woman, you will come under mighty Ucho. The spiritual veil, we go cover you. Another man's wife, that they paid her dowry, because most of you don't understand that one of a thing. You don't understand it. You are calling two different spiritual lineages to come together and witness, protect their children, bless their children. Then you are an outsider because you see big breast, you see big nash. She look like Papa. Because you have the money, you can't help out. You want something in return. That one, out of pressure and whatever, will go and jaye. You don't know what will happen to you. That is why you see that men who constantly sleep with married women, always go down. Even if it is the occultic ones that they are given the spiritual mandate to sleep with married women. After some time, you will notice that whatever ijele kwifi na elekwa na mmụọ other work say if una nke ga-ekpo na-ekwe ịdago ada. Because they know what they are looking for in between the laps of a married woman. It's like going to eat the forbidden fruit. The fruit is not meant for you. Spiritually, you are not engaged or in contract with her ancestors. You didn't pay her bride price. There was no spiritual acknowledgement whatsoever. That is why they steal those women's destiny. They steal their stars. And in the course of it, an abortion occurs, it's going to bear fruit for that occultic man in the spirit realm. They know what they are doing. You see that woman, the way she look, even her shower self, where they do her shower will be work now. They are continuously under spiritual veil, spiritual covering. You know, they see a shower them and then they do spiritual work pass. The man coming with his negative energy from whatever direction, Odinage, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. She don't turn to something else. Different entities inside her. A woman is like an altar. Yes. You go there and desecrate it loads of time. What do you expect? Are you that you are the Ashawo? I am aware now that men also engage in prostitution. Prostitution. That is how it is. Spiritually, you have clogged everywhere. The veil is on you. Nobody will see anything good in you. That profession itself, if you don't know, no. It's not like in America that one is legalized. Even they themselves, if they are honest, you will know. It's not easy. But you can't, because of hardship and poverty, go and engage in something that your spirit guides do not like. There are some of us that have called, but already, because they have not acknowledged their agu, they go into the wrong direction, into the wrong profession. That is why tomorrow they'll say, it's those retired prostitutes, they are the ones that are doing as and why now. The prostitution is no longer paying. Sometimes I laugh at people. Out of their ignorance, they say things they are not meant to say. If you understand that nobody is perfect, you will also know that when Agu is dealing with you, you have that spiritual covering, or you go to the opposite direction. Some dia ochu will result to madness. Some dia ochu will result to madness. Some they will have schizophrenia. They will have that mental disorder. It's not good. Ochu more that manifested to that. So I will advise you to stop sleeping with women who are not your wives, men who are not your husbands. Except maybe the man wants to marry you as a second wife. Be sure. Be very, very sure. That one is different. But when it comes to hook up of a thing, hook up na agbakwa mmadụ ochu. Unu marakwa ya amalụ, ọ na-ewetakwala mmadụ ochu. Yes. And some it will give you permanent body odor. Because of the different people that come and sleep with you, different clients. You don't know where they are from. You don't know their spiritual base. You don't know their spiritual foundation. I'm talking about ndajo mmadụ. Ndị occult no say no serious. Now after sleeping with you, no more favor again. After doing abortion, no more favor again, no more goodness in your life. You just become empty. By the time you realize it, maybe like 5 months, 6 months, or 1 year, you now start noticing that ever since you did that abortion, something happened to you. So be careful. Even you that you are giving advice to people to go and abort, you that brought out the money, you that gave the direction to the hospital, you that recommended the doctor, whether it's your own girlfriend or not, because the universe expects goodness. Because if you sow goodness, you reap goodness. That is how the universe rewards us. So let me not overflog this topic. Just know that spiritual covering is real. Or to exist. Even maniruology as a dibia. Always cleanse. Sometimes you can use incense, but sometimes it doesn't require that incense. That is the solution. Know the kind of spiritual veil. Know the person you have offended, or know the spiritual entity you have offended, and make restitution so that things will be well. This is me, Dibenwangu Uchendo, thanking you for watching and listening. Please bring your friends and family to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.